How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now, on today's show, we're going to be talking about Arsenal and some possible summer transfer targets. We're also going to be talking about the government, and the health minister has been speaking about players and that they should be taking a wage cut. And we're also going to look at some comments from Kevin De Bruyne about this season and whether it should finish early or not.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, of course, the first place we're going to start is Arsenal, and I'm very, very interested to see the kind of players that we are linked with. Now, of course, these are speculation. It is just links and paper talk and everything else. So you've got to take it with a bit of pinch of salt. It's interesting to see some of the names because some of them I've never heard of them. That's very Arsenal-like. It doesn't mean that they're not a good player. And I think that we're getting trapped in this mould of a player has to, cost 70, 80, 90 million pound for it to be the big signing. You look at some of our performers this season. You're looking at Leno. Look at how much he cost in comparison to what goalkeepers go for now. You look at Kepa, for example, at Chelsea. Spaghetti hands. I know exactly which goalkeeper I would rather have. You're looking at Martinelli. Remember when we brought him in at the start of the season from Brazil? People were sitting there going, who's this, lads? What is this all about? Now, he's one of our best players. So yeah, it's not always about the price tag. It's about, how good that player is and whether they can adapt to the Premier League if they're coming from the outside in. So yeah, a couple of names here. Carlos Soler. Soler has emerged as a summer target for Arsenal, with Mikel Arteta reportedly a huge fan of the midfielder. Valencia want at least £36 million if they are forced to sell. Arsenal, of course, are not willing to pay £36 million. So, yeah, first and foremost, I actually don't know a lot about this guy at all, to be perfectly honest with you. And that is very Arsenal-like. A team has a price, Arsenal don't want to pay it. You could want £5 for a player. Arsenal would offer £4. That's just what we're like. Mark Roca. Arsenal are understood to have already opened negotiations with Espanyol regarding a deal for midfielder Mark Roca during the next transfer window. Again, a player that I've not really heard a lot about. Can't say I've seen too much of him. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you know about him and what you actually think. Now, a player that I do know about, and that's Willian, and his name's been mentioned quite a bit, but it's being brought up again. And that Arsenal have been put on alert after reports claim the Brazilian would prefer to stay in the Premier League if he quits Chelsea. I think this may be, Willian engineering a move for a new deal. And then he will stay at Chelsea, but we don't really know. His kids and, his family and everything are settled in London. So I suppose that side of things is true. But will Willian come to Arsenal? I'm not really too sure, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know how I would feel about that. He's got, ability, most definitely. And he's done some good things. But it's very hit and miss for me. And I think that if you speak to Chelsea fans, I feel they'd say the same, to be honest. Dejan Lovren. Arsenal face competition from North London rivals Tottenham for the signature of defender Dejan Lovren, who has a year remaining on his contract at Liverpool. Arsenal face competition from Tottenham and West Ham for the Croatian signature. Well, I really do hope that either one of those two sign him instead, because no offence, I do not want Dejan Lovren. He may, claim to be one of the greatest defenders in the world, but I have a pair of eyes, and he is not one of the greatest defenders in the world. And I think we've seen already enough times at Liverpool why he's not one of the greatest defenders in the world. So, nah, not for me. Absolutely no chance. And I really hope that that's not true. Anis Ben Slimani. Arsenal have made contact with Bromby over the signing of 19-year-old with a fee of 4.4 million quoted. You know what? This is the kind of signing that Arsenal would go for. Very cheap, 4.4 million. And like I said at the very beginning, let's not look at the fact that it's only 4.4 million. It could go on to be an unbelievable signing, but I don't know nothing about him. So again, in the comment section, let me know about this lad. What's he like? Is he worth 4.4 million pound? And could he go on to be something special? Luka Jovic, that's an interesting one, because before he moved to Real Madrid, he was hot property. He was absolutely firing. But it just has not worked out at Real Madrid. Would cost a bit because Real Madrid would want to get some of their money back. But I'm not too sure. How would he handle life in the Premier League? He struggled in Spain. Very interesting one. I'm not too sure though. Nabil Fekir. Now this is an interesting one. Of course, he got his move away from Lyon, but it wasn't to the likes of Liverpool or Arsenal, some of the teams that were being touted at the time. It was to Real Betis. And apparently he is back on the radar. And he could be a possible replacement for Dani Ceballos, who may well go back to Real Madrid. Fekir, a few years ago, I would have said yes all day long. But it's just gone really, really funny over the last few years. There's them rumours and talk. The reason why he didn't actually go through with his deal at Liverpool was because of a injury. And yeah, not for me now. I think that boat may well have sailed. So very interesting, some of the names that are being mentioned. And like I said, let me know in the comment section if you know some of those players. There's a few mentioned there that I don't know anything about at all. So let me know. Are they any good? Are they worth the punt? The Valencia player, is he worth the £36 million? Or the lad from Bromby, is he worth 4.4 million? Let me know. Next story, and it comes from Health Secretary Matt Hancock, and he was speaking at Thursday's government daily briefing, and he's basically gone in to speak about Premier League footballers should play their part and take a pay cut. Now, we've seen this argument over the last few days, and it's kind of being brought to a head by Spurs, because the fact that they're trying to use the government scheme to pay their non-playing staff. A club that earns the money of Tottenham are trying to take the taxpayers' money to pay their staff. Are you taking the absolute mick? Honestly, seriously, no. Newcastle are another one, but I'm not surprised at them because Mike Ashley is a parasite. So I'm not in any way, shape or form shocked by him or what he does. But this one with Daniel Levy, he's just had a £4 million bonus on his £3 million salary because they completed the stadium. And they're asking for help from the taxpayers. So I work, I pay my taxes, so Tottenham can come along and go, yeah, you know what, we need help. No, it's like the airlines and Richard Branson and all this rubbish. Are you actually taking the mick? You know, when the government set these schemes up, I don't think they set the schemes up with the intention of, you know, multi-million pound companies coming along and saying, please, sir, can I have some more, sir? Sorry. It's meant to be there for the normal businesses, the people that are genuinely struggling, the people that are, you know, on the breadline. They don't know how they're going to pay their rent, their mortgage, feed their children. You know, not Tottenham Hotspur. Go and take some money off your players and then go and use that money to pay your other staff. Don't go and try and take the money from the taxpayer. Absolutely no chance. And the government should put a block on this. And I'm glad that they've actually spoken up now and said something, because Premier League players, they should. Now, just because we haven't heard of certain clubs or players taking a cut doesn't mean that they haven't. Some players and some clubs might, you know, like to keep it private. They don't want people to know. So, yeah, we don't know who has and who has not. But yeah, take a cut. These are multi-millionaires, these players. You know, they're not going to miss their £200,000-300,000 a week wage cut to 150,000 a week. Ooh, imagine that. I'm only earning 150 grand a week because I've had to take a cut. Nah, don't even get me started, because there's people out there that really need it and are really struggling, and they need to give back. They need to give back, and it's as simple as that. Last piece of news involves Kevin De Bruyne, and he has been speaking about the current situation with the Premier League and everything else, and he has said that the Premier League season must end early if it helps to avoid disruption to next season's calendar. De Bruyne and the rest of his teammates, of course, are in lockdown, as are the rest of the country. And he was speaking about the situation and the implications of, you know, starting the league late, and if they try rushing things at the moment and everything. And he makes a very, very valid point that when footballers take around about 6 weeks off, that's the end of the season. Footballers are primed athletes, all right? They need a pre-season to get themselves back up to speed. They need a good 3 weeks or so of getting up to, you know, the feel of things again. You can't just have 6, 7, 8 weeks off and then go, right, go and play a Premier League game. High intensity, high stake, playing for Champions League places, the title, relegation, etc. And he makes a good point, because if you do that and you just say, right, yeah, let's play the games, behind closed doors, don't matter. He goes, players are going to drop with injuries within the matter of weeks. Yeah, players will pick up injuries without fail, because they're not primed and they're not ready to be playing that level of competition. So when I'm hearing that the Premier League are saying play games behind closed doors in May and whatnot, well, where's the preparation for it? Where's the pre-season? Sorry, no. And De Bruyne makes a very, very good point. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that one. But do the Premier League really care? Probably not, because they just want to get the games underway so they don't have to pay TV money back, do they? So yeah, there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with some of these topics. Let me know as well about those players I was mentioning with Arsenal. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.